The events of the 2012 Road America Showcase exceeded even those spectacular events seen a year ago. We look back at the top 5 moments from the race at Road America. Coming in at number 5, the race at Road America was full of thrills for Core Autosport in the LMP Challenge category. Alex Popoff began his day racing in Montreal, then hopped on a plane to make his opening stint in the 06 entry. He held the car steady in second place, setting up Tom Kimber-Smith to fight with Colin Brown in the 05 team car down the stretch. Kimber-Smith had Brown on his bumper throughout the second half of the race. The 2 core cars ran 1-2 for the final 1 hour and 53 minutes, but Brown, whose car started from the rear of the field, could never overtake his sister car. In addition to the overall finish, Core Autosport clinched its second straight PC championship with a 1-2 finish led by Popoff and Kimber-Smith. At number 4, late race strategy and pit work made for interesting competition in the GT Challenge class. Jerome Bleekemolen took the lead when Damian Faulkner pitted from the point with 48 minutes remaining. Bleekemolen held Faulkner and JDX Racing's Martin Raginger at bay as all 3 set their cars' quickest laps of the race in the closing minutes. Bleekemolen gave AJR its 3rd GPC win of the season as Cooper McNeil and AJR increased their leads in the class driver and team standings. Remarkably, Bleekemolen won for the 3rd time this year for the 3rd different team. And Road America marked the 2nd time this year that the Alex Joe Porsche won from the class pole. JDX Racing's Martin Raginger and Chris Cumming placed 2nd, while Damian Faulkner and Peter Lissafri were 3rd for Green Hornet Racing. Coming in at number 3, BMW team Rahal Letterman Lanigan's Bill Auberlen and Jorg Mueller took advantage of good strategy and a little bit of luck in another hard-fought GT battle at Road America. The next to last yellow proved to be the key. Auberlen pitted for fuel and tires with 57 minutes remaining and just before a caution came out for a crash involving the number 17 Team Falcon Tire Porsche. Another yellow period just minutes later brought in the bulk of the GT leaders and gave Auberlen the lead. He didn't give up. Auberlen and Mueller won the GT class with a 2.6-second victory over Flying Lizard Motorsports' Patrick Long and Jorg Bergmeister. At number 2, it was Conquest Endurance's Martin Plowman and David Hannemeyer Hansen, each taking turns leading the race overall. But it was another tough fight with the LMP2 class championship leader, Level 5 Motorsports. The class pole sitter, Plowman, had to fend off both Level 5's Christophe Bouchou and Scott Tucker in the second half of the race. Bouchou led with 40 minutes left but had to pit with engine and exhaust issues. That dropped his 055 entry down to 4th in class, before Tucker brought Level 5's number 95 into the pits with electrical issues. Those lengthy late race stops doomed the chances of either of Level 5's entries to win. This was the 2nd ALMS victory for Conquest Endurance in their debut season. And coming in at number 1, it was the overall and LMP1 battle. Dyson Racing started the race in 34th position after missing qualifying due to a faulty gearbox. On lap 22, then leader Klaus Graf brought the Muscle Milk Picket Racing entry into pit lane with a broken hose clamp. Graf lost 4 laps in the pits, but he and teammate Lucas Luhr fought hard to get back on the lead lap. And with 45 minutes remaining, the number 6 returned to that lead lap. A late full course caution took nearly a minute out of Guy Smith's lead with less than 30 minutes to go. The 2 cars ran nose to tail for the last 3 laps, and memories of 2011 came flooding back for both teams. Luhr pressured Smith relentlessly over the last 2 laps, and finally got around the Lola on the inside of the final corner. Luhr appeared to have the race won, but Smith had more power on the long climb up the final hill and won the drag race to the checkered flag. A year after missing out by 1/10 of a second, Smith won by 83 1/1000ths of a second for Dyson Racing, now the closest overall finish in the history of the American Le Mans Series. The American Le Mans Series, presented by Tequila Patron, heads next to the streets of Baltimore, Maryland for Round 7 at the Grand Prix of Baltimore, presented by SRT. Live coverage starts at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN 3. ABC's broadcast begins at noon Eastern Time on Sunday, September 2nd. The series website also offers additional content such as live in-car cameras and timing and scoring for users around the world.